Well, I guess, Steve, one of the big jobs of the state treasurer is to invest the state's money. And over the last couple of years, investments clear across the economy have just gone all to hell. Tell us about that. Tell us what you would do, what you might have done differently, and how you look at the future in that area.
Well, one of the things, first of all, we want safe investments. The state is not in the business of investing money, so we need to stay safe investments that are not going to lose money. In the past, as we all know, a lot of people have lost money. In fact, the state treasurer's lost $50 million when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. I understand how people lose money. A lot of my clients lost money. The problem that when I look at the investments is that we're not really proactive in telling people what has happened, what's going on with the state treasurer's office. It's very, very difficult to find out the investments that the state has done. It's almost like it's a closed book.
But aren't those a public record?
No. They should be a public record. They should be out there. They should be published for everybody to see. For instance, if British Petroleum, if we had an investment in that here recently, you should be able to call the treasurer's office or look at the website and find out, did we have stock in that? Did we just lose money? But that's not the case. We just need to be more outgoing with the information. When they lost the $50 million, which actually encompassed approximately 270 different funds within the state's portfolio, and let me explain that just for a second. All the money that's excess, that's sitting around doing nothing, is put into a pool. And that pool can be the Blind Fund, it can be the Millennium Scholarship, it can be any number of different funds. I'm actually amazed at the number of funds. All those are put in and they're invested as a group. There's the money managers that work there. The state has recently, in the last couple of years, hired an individual internally to help with that. But what it amounts to is that there's a lack of transparency, and you really can't get the information that you should be getting from a fund that is several $billion strong.
So what do you do about that? You go to the legislature and get it changed? I mean, that's always been one of my big problems with the whole governmental activity, and that is that they won't tell you anything and you can't figure out how to get it.
I agree, and that is one of the problems, and I saw this very, very careful, very up close and personal when I was in the controller's office. And the reason I say that, I would start to do something and I would be told, well, there's a Nevada revised statute says you can't do that. So how do we work around all of that? In this particular case, though, there's nothing that says that the treasurer's office can't publish that information. It is public information, should be out there, it should be online so that anybody can go look at it, and it's just not been done.
And not only could you look at it, but you may have somebody out there who's an expert in this particular area who calls you up and says, I've watched this and it's about to go to hell on you.
Yes, and in fact there were a number of people when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt and that were talking to them and they didn't take action. Consequently, they lost the $50 million. And it went into bankruptcy. The testimony at the legislature, we get 25 cents on the dollar. When they actually wrote it off, though, at the end of the year, they wrote it off. The $50 million was written down to $7 million.
Have you ever found any legitimate reason for the government not giving you any information you wanted?
No,
I haven't.
Absolutely none.
Okay. Tomorrow, let's talk about another subject.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Look forward to it.